Leicester City Council Shared Lives Services enables a wide range of people who need support to live independent lives and have their health and well-being promoted with the support of a shared lives carer. It is an alternative to residential care and a highly flexible form of support, using the Shared Lives carer's home as a resource. Shared lives arrangements are provided by ordinary individuals, couples or families in the local community. People using the service and their Shared Lives carer enjoy shared activities and life experiences. The Shared Lives scheme is responsible for recruiting, assessing, training and supporting carers, for taking referrals, for matching and placing people, and for supporting and monitoring all placements. The Shared Lives scheme provides training to ensure carers are knowledgeable and skilled. The scheme also provides regular carer meetings where carers can meet together and share ideas and discuss concerns.
Shared Lives is really good for service users because it gives them a chance to live within a family environment rather than within an institution. It gives them the opportunity to learn in domestic routines, family domestic routines, cooking, cleaning, and for some people it's a really good stepping stone into more independent living.
We were having lunch one day in a pub and there was this great big picture of a horse on the wall, and Tony kept looking at the horse on the wall, so I asked him why, and he said, "I like horses." And I said, "Oh, have you ever been horse riding?" And he said, "No." I said, "Would you like to try horse riding?" And he said, "Yes." I feel that Tony gets quite a lot out of horse riding. He's mixing in with the community, he's meeting different people. I think it's built his confidence up a lot and trust and things from being out and about. Shared Lives gives Tony a more individual and personalised day service because there is only like 3 people maximum, so that he gets more attention and can actually enjoy the activities that he does. I've looked after Tony now for over 5 years, and since we've had him, we've done a tremendous amount of work on his health. He's actually now his goal weight, his health is 100 times better than it was. He's more confident. He has like actually active life. So actually now seeing him now after 5 years, I'm really happy and proud. It's been a great achievement to feel that we've actually changed somebody's life for the better.
I started fostering 30 years ago, and when Elaine became about 21, then I went on to being a carer, and I've been working for Shared Lives ever since they began. And Elaine not only shares my life, but she also shares my family. And I've got a big family, and she's very welcome. They all love her, and she loves them. Yes, and she's a very happy person, yeah. I feel that Elaine's living with me this almost 30 years has been a benefit to her, a great benefit to her. I think that we together moulded her into a young lady who can go out and about and is acceptable wherever she goes, who can get on public transport, who can conduct herself, can go shopping and use a bank card, and she's very self-sufficient.
I like living here, and I like my bedroom, and got a nice dog, and I take her out, and also I've got a nice bike. I like cycling, yeah, right.
I enjoy being a shared life carer. I've got companionship for one thing, which is great. I've got a friend, I've got someone who lives with me, and it's lovely to share my life with her. I would certainly recommend anyone becoming a shared life carer. I have recommended 2 of my daughters, and one who used to foster and one who does my respite care now. Yes, I think it would be great. If you're in for a challenge, it's wonderful.
I bless the day that Dennis came to live with me. He didn't have a lot of confidence when he came. He'd lived elsewhere for 20 years, and he'd sort of really just been used to going out to do his voluntary job and then going home again. And when he came to live with us, he suddenly found that he had to be a little bit more independent than he had been previously, but he loved it. He learnt to use the buses to get to work in the morning and then come home. He suddenly was going out to groups and different social clubs of an evening time. Where he lived before, because of the circumstances, they didn't get much of a personal allowance, whereas in Shared Lives they get quite a good personal allowance. So he suddenly found that he'd got money and that he could do with what he wanted. And so now that money's enabled him to go out to different social clubs. He goes out on a Sunday for a drink at the pub. He just really is enjoying life. His sister actually said to me, "You've given my brother his life back." We're all individuals and we are all just as important as each other within the household. We all have opinions and we all respect each other's opinions. I love the fact that now Dennis has come to live with us, he's suddenly exploring his independence. His confidence is built immeasurably since he's been to live with us. When he first came, he used to say, "Would it be all right to, Carol?" And I'd say, "What are you asking me for, Den? You're 59 years old." Some of the things that he'll ask to do, I would have to think about and look at the risks involved, but it's about positive risk taking. It's about looking at all of the avenues, the backup. He's got a mobile phone, any problems, give us a ring, and off he'll go. Often in different care settings, they won't have free movement around the home, whereas here, with guidance, they've learnt through help to make their own cups of tea. If they want a sandwich or they want a biscuit, they can help themselves. So they have more freedom of movement around the home as well. I can't recommend being a Shared Lives carer highly enough. It has changed my life enormously. I love working with the people that I work with. Yes, it can be challenging, but the rewards, you couldn't put a price on the rewards.
David's been with us 11 years. When he first came here, he didn't do an awful lot for himself, but since being here, he's integrated into my family. He's got his own family. He mixes with everybody. He does jobs around the house, helping the others, and just being a very kind person. David's got his own life here, which he really enjoys. When we go to the theatre, he makes his choice that he wants to go to the theatre, the cinema, uptown. His choices every day of his life, and he just loves that. He's such a happy person these days. He used to have a lot of seizures daily. He hasn't had a seizure now for over 2 years, and he just feels as if he's got two families. When I first started doing this job, I just done it for people's short stays. They used to come for either a long weekend or a couple of weeks. I met a lot of people, over 90 people, and then I just felt as if this was my vocation, and I've just loved it from day one. I've met an awful lot of people with all different challenges in life, and since then I've come to having 3 people live with me, and I love it. Since I've been doing this job, which is 16 years, it's changed so much. We get a lot of support from our support workers. We have carers meetings where we meet other people who do exactly the same job as us, but no 2 days are the same and no 2 problems are the same. So to discuss them with other people is lovely.
Jagdish came here for respite only 3 times. Then after that he want to stay here for a long time. So Friday morning I take him either to the temple or to the shopping center or to library. Yeah, we treat him just like a family member. Even when some guests come or some visitors come in, he enjoys to sit with us and talk everything and have meal with them together whenever any visitors or family members come here. In May, we used to go for a charity walk with my wife, and this time we took Jagdish as well with us and have a charity walk for 1 mile. He got a certificate for that as well. Before joining Shared Lives, I've been looking after my mother and my father for 8 years. That encouraged me to join Shared Lives, and I enjoyed it since for the last 3 years. So I would recommend that if anybody else want to join Share Life, it's a very precious job to do.
I'm Lydia and I'm a social worker in the Shared Life scheme. My role is to recruit, assess, train, monitor and support our carers. People who use the scheme may be people with learning disabilities, sensory disabilities, mental ill health, older people, or people living with dementia and physical disabilities. Shared Lives enables individuals with high support needs to live within the community. So we provide training to our carers so that they feel enabled to provide the support to these individuals. Leicester City Council is expanding the Shared Life scheme so that we can offer more placements and recruit more carers.
The good things about being a Shared Life's carer is the happiness you can bring to people. People tend to look at people with disabilities as a problem, as a difficulty, as cramping your lifestyles, which is totally wrong and totally the opposite. My young lady is a very valued member of our family. We wouldn't know what to do without that beautiful big smile she gives us. She has her own room. It's an adapted property, so she's got her own wet room. All the things in her room are her own personal pictures as she grew up from school through to college. I get lots of support through Shared Lives, through training to work with somebody with severe disabilities. Chanel's needs are classed as high. All the training is provided and support through Shared Lives.
Shared Lives provides long-term accommodation and support, as well as short-term accommodation and support and community opportunities, where service users use the carer's home as a resource but do not stay overnight. Shared Lives carers are recruited following an extensive selection process, which takes between 3 and 6 months to complete. The recruitment process includes criminal records and DBS checks, social care checks, accommodation, health and safety checks, references, medical checks, and an assessment completed by a social worker to ensure that the carer has the necessary skills and knowledge to support and enable people. Shared Lives carers can work with up to 3 individuals at any one time, which enables Shared Lives to provide a truly person-centred approach. Service users benefit from a consistency in care which may not be achieved in any other care setting. If you would like to find out more about the Shared Lives scheme and talk to one of the team, please use the contact details at the end of this film.